Welcome back to Unlocked, guys. Today we have Tennille Towns here, and in case you don't know her, she is one of country music's most amazing artists. I'm obsessed. It's been my therapy. Your music has been my therapy.
Thank you for that. That's
Literally.
so nice of you to say that.
It really has. And too, I followed you on social media. Love your stuff. This is really the first time we met.
I know. I'm so happy to get to meet you in person.
I know.
Get to hang out today. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So your song, I call it When's It Gonna Happen? Hopefully that's the name
correct.
Of it.
You got it.
Because that song literally was on repeat for me, like over and over and over again.
Thank you.
So what inspired that song?
Literally a pile of wedding invitations that I got in the mail to some friends who were getting married, and where it says your name +1. And I'm like, right, okay, about the +1 doesn't exist at the moment. So I was writing a lot during that time. It was during the shutdown. I wrote this song over Zoom with two friends that I had actually never met in person before.
Really?
Rabel and Steph Jones, who I just love. Rabel and I probably have written, I don't know, maybe 20 songs before we'd ever met in person. We joked, we were like, I don't know how tall each other is, but we're like, we haven't figured that out yet. But he's so incredible, and so is Steph. And they were just sitting there like, what's going on? I was like, well, here's this stack of mail, and this is what I'm feeling today. And we just it wasn't my plan to sit down and write about that. And it feels kind of terrifying in a way. Like, as a songwriter, I really love to be sort of the third party observer. Like, I'm like, if I could just float above on some hot air balloon ride and like look at what I'm seeing and write about the experience as sort of like the storyteller or the witness.
Yeah,
that's my favorite place.
Like, take my heartache and write a song about it.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. You just don't want to write about your own.
That's my favorite thing as a writer. But sometimes, and especially during that time, that season of writing is like I couldn't help the way these things were feeling a little more personal. So that song was terrifying to share. And it just kind of talks about like these wedding invitations, and the chorus is like, sometimes I feel like I'm the last one standing, and like all my friends are falling in love. And it's been one of my favorite things of the shows that we've been doing since putting that song out is like you can see like the group of girls with their friends and they're pushing up to the front like, this is my jam. I think one of the shows we played recently, they just like rushed to the front from their seats, and I just moved the mic stand. I was like, I'm coming to party with you guys. Like, we are standing together in this feeling. I love the energy from you. It just makes me smile so much to know that you can stand with somebody in a feeling. That's the best part of music, I think.
It is. With that song, like you said, I remember it's like 27 dresses.
Yes.
Like, how many times am I going to be a bridesmaid?
I know, I feel
How
that.
many times am I, like, all my friends going to be getting engaged, getting married? Like, I've had friends get engaged, get married, and get divorced before I've ever even gotten married.
Before one time.
One time.
I feel you. I'm there.
I'm like, what is happening? And it can be so defeating at times to feel like, all right, I'm going to another wedding, or I'm going to go be another plus. I need a plus one.
I need another plus one. Well, and it's good to like, you're like excited for the people and everything, but there is this layer that just kind of like, you feel so isolated in that. You can't, I think it's just the human nature to like kind of
be jealous
a little bit, and also to like feel the pressure of society, which is so dumb that exists. But it's like, you know, you kind of grow up thinking, oh, this is the picture that life is supposed to be. And it's like, that's so far from reality. Everybody meets their person at different times in their life, or more than one, or whatever it might be. It's just like an adventure. And we don't necessarily look at it as an adventure. I think it's like, got to make it fit in this box. And that's why it feels bad in those moments.
And I feel like it's another layer on top of it with your career, because that's your music. I'm more of like, I grew up in TV, whatever, but you have such a crazy career, and it's out there for the world to see. And then part of you is like, all right, I want one thing, like one little thing I can run to when I get off stage, or I finish filming, or I do whatever. I want my one happy place.
Right.
And then whenever you get off stage, you get off camera doing whatever you do, and you realize, okay, I don't have that.
Right. This is why I got a dog. Yeah. And he's the best.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part. It's like realizing, okay, there's so much loneliness that goes along with it.
So true.
That people don't realize.
Yeah. And I think that's very true. I think that's probably true in any like thing where you're chasing a dream, or you're doing something that's maybe a little bit against the grain, or just anything. We all feel lonely in different parts of our life. It could be like, I mean, literally around all your friends in the middle of high school, and it's like you feel like you're the only person on the planet that's feeling a certain way. Like that's just.
Trust me, it's fine. I just got notified by a 10-year-old this morning. She, on the way to carpool, we were talking about dating, and she was like, she looks at me dead-faced and goes, Sassy, you're on a dating app. You're very desperate.
Oh, no.
And I go, excuse me? She goes, you're literally on an app. You have to be desperate for a boyfriend. And I was like, okay.
And she's 10.
I was like, get out of my car and go to school.
Get out of my car.
Literally. I was like, okay, this is getting really sad. Like, So that was my life. So it's fine. Totally fine.
We're all going to make it. You know, it's all going to be fine.
It's fine. It's all fine. It's fine. Yeah. So when's it going to happen? Yeah. That literally, I will say, the moment I heard that, I feel like for some reason I was driving down 21st and I was by the Pancake Pantry. I think I had just left the nail salon over there and I had heard that song come on, and it was after I had called off my engagement. I was engaged. Then we dated for a few years. Really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fun. We got engaged after a year and then dated for 3 years after that.
Well, I mean, it's good to really date before, I guess, you got the order. You know what I mean? Like, however you go about it.
It's fine. We did both.
Okay.
But I remember when I heard that song, I automatically knew that wasn't the person I was supposed to be with.
Wow. Interesting.
Because I heard that song and I was like, when you hear when's it going to happen to me, you automatically think, when am I going to be like head over heels in love with someone, ecstatic, like loving the things I hate about them.
Right.
Like that kind of feeling. And in that moment, I was like, all right, when's it going to happen to me? Because I know this isn't it.
This isn't happening right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Well, I feel honored to have been a part of that journey in some way. That's very cool.
It was amazing. Well, so from that point forward, I'm like, all right, that's my song. Now, come on. When's it going to happen?
I love it. Well, I can't wait to hear when it does. You'll be like, I got it.
Exactly. All right. So what's the sequel to that song?
Yeah. Okay. I'm working on that. Yeah. I'll get back to you on the sequel.
Okay. I like it. So it's like, it's happened to me.
Right.
Like finally it's happened to me.
Like an actual love song that's like the real kind. You know? Like, I think I've yet to maybe to write that. Can't write that from true experience yet. So I'm just writing. I can write it as the witness. I can be your storyteller. There you go.
You know what? I will take it. I mean, I may not be the best storyteller. Let's be real, because
you can just share your experience, and I will go, okay, this is inspiration, and I'll try to use it.
Okay, I like that. So since you can't write from personal experience yet, what do we have to do to make it personal experience?
Good question. I don't know. I guess get a little more adventurous. Maybe a little less time on the road, which is the opposite of what I want to do, because I love to be out there.
So I just immediately jumped into dating. Wow.
We're already at this point. This is good.
Fine.
This is good.
It's
Listen,
fine.
The music will take us where we need it to go.
Exactly. No. So you're from Canada.
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Canada. One of my favorite places ever.
I love that you love Canada.
Love it.
Where have you been? What do you love?
So I spent New Year's Eve in Montreal.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yes.
Montreal's great.
Spent New Year's Eve in Montreal and then went to Quebec City.
Also love. So beautiful.
I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie.
I know. It's all cobblestone streets and little hanging lights. It's beautiful.
And I did like a food and wine tour. And
nice.
With my at that time, I guess she was 75-year-old grandmother.
That sounds lovely.
Like she drank and ate, and it was the best time ever.
You were doing it right. That's so great. I love that.
It's my favorite place. So where in Canada are you from?
I'm from Alberta. So it's kind of like north of Montana. It's just like a short 45-hour drive away from Nashville. So I made the drive like 8 years ago, I guess. But yeah, that's where I'm from. It's like wide open skies. Lots of like golden fields and lots of room to just kind of have an imagination to be whatever you want to be. And
I love that.
My family's all still up there. It's freezing cold in the winter times, and you get very resilient and creative because you don't have a choice but to. And then you really soak in the summertime because the sun will be just tucking behind the campfire at like midnight. It's still light. And the summers are really quite magical. So
That's amazing. I spent some time in Winnipeg.
Oh, wow. That's really central and definitely cold in the winter.
I remember first time I hopped off the plane, it was negative 35 degrees.
Yeah, that's something. That
and
is
I was
crazy.
like, what the hell am I doing here?
I know, it's freezing. We've had a couple winter tours up in there in Canada, and I want to say Winnipeg was somewhere where we threw the boiling water in the air and it turns to snow because it's that cold. Yeah,
that is accurate. I remember like spitting on the ground because it would freeze immediately, and I was like,
this is crazy.
The craziest thing ever.
You got to plug your vehicles in overnight because the battery will die at the cold. So everybody drives around with the like cords hanging out of the hood of their cars.
Nothing to do. Absolutely nothing.
Except
I remember
play some music and learn the guitar and
play some music, play some
card
hockey,
games, play some hockey.
Or we went to like this little cafe that was like all for board games.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So we would like play board games and go home.
My family gets very competitive with those. Yeah, lots of cards.
Terrible.
Because you just got to stay inside and stay warm.
And,
yeah. And then that's why people really, I think, love the different like sporting events or also music events that come through because it's like something to go do that's not.
Yeah. Well, that was cold. The thing with like going to the Winnipeg Jets games.
Nice.
Like
you're doing it right.
So much fun.
Good.
But I'm like, other than that, that's all there is to do.
Yeah.
All there is to do.
I mean,
So
unless you're getting adventure, you're gonna go snowmobiling. You got to like.
We went to
layer
Costco.
Up. You went to Costco. Yeah. Okay. You're not getting out on the snowmobile. You could go skating. You could go ice fishing. There's a lot of different. You could go see the Northern Lights.
It's so cold. You can't even do that.
I mean, you got to be prepared. You got to bundle up.
Yeah.
So last year, around Christmas time, we got on this train that we rode the train from Montreal, actually, all the way to Calgary. And we lived on this train for 15 days. And it was literally, it looked like the Polar Express. Like it was suited up with light. I loved it. I love trains and it was very fun. And so we got on this thing and we played for over 15 days. We played 65 shows in all these different communities that were like on the map, literally from Montreal to Calgary.
What?
And the train would pull up and one of the train cars was a stage. And so the door was on this hydraulic and it would fold down and like everybody outside would be bundled in the cold. And they came and it was a free show to come to see the train. But you brought a donation for your local food bank. And so everyone showing up is doing amazing things in their community. And they're just like standing up there. I was so inspired by the resilience and the like generosity of the human spirit and going, all these people have come together for this moment to like help their friends and neighbors.
Yeah.
We play them some songs in like the coldest temperatures I've ever played in. I think in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, it was like minus 31 degrees. And the condensation like around the microphone just from breathing was making snow. Like my eyelashes were frozen white. My hair was like
insane.
Everywhere was white. It was so cold. And also I just stood on stage going, if these people are willing to stand in this temperature and come and do this, like this is my honor to get to do this and be up here. So that felt like a truly Canadian experience to see everyone showing up in the cold. It was really fun. I wrote a bunch of songs on this trip and we recorded on the moving train, and that's what the new record is from this whole adventure. So
no way. So that's the story behind the record that's
the story behind Train Track Work Tapes. Yeah. So we literally lived on this train, and I was like, we'd play 5 or 6 shows a day sometimes, and in between like eating our meals and like running between the stage cars to suit up in the layers, I was like journaling about the whole experience and what I was feeling. Like I just love to be on the move. I love trains, whether we're touring in Europe or looking out the van window, riding around here. Like I love being in motion. It's where I feel the most at home. And so the train was like this hypnotizing kind of motion for me that very much was like a high. So I was writing songs faster than I'd written songs in a long time. And then we were like, okay, how could we record these somehow and like keep the sounds of the train like in this fabric of this? And
wow.
So we went and borrowed a bunch of gear from the stage car and like brought it to the caboose, set it up with a couple of the laptops that we had and figured out how to like, my drummers, he made a drum kit out of like literally his suitcase is our kick drum. And he played like shaker using plastic bowls from the kitchen and triangle on the teacup and all kinds of things. So it was we got resourceful with what we had.
That's amazing. So you mentioned that like you feel at home in any moving thing, whether it's a train, car, whatever. Why do you think that is?
You know, that's a great question, but I noticed it when I very much, like at the very beginning of starting touring. Yeah. So before I moved to Nashville, I spent like 32 weeks in a motorhome driving from coast to coast of Canada, playing middle schools and high schools. And that was like,
wow,
my love for the road began. And before that, it was like always road trips with my family. Like we'd go to my grandparents' motorhome and hang out for a couple weeks throughout and drive around. And I loved it. I loved listening to music and just taking in the scenery and being on an adventure. And then I really loved getting to travel on the road and playing music. And then I drove to Nashville and was here for a few years trying to kind of get things going. And the first tour I got to be a part of was opening up for Miranda Lambert and Little Big Town on the Bandwagon tour.
Little Big Town,
such a dream. Yeah,
I love them. Their spouses, they're
just the sweetest people. All of their families. It was, and Miranda's just amazing and took the best care of me. And
I say I haven't met her yet, so that's why I didn't comment.
Love her.
There was
love her.
Yeah,
she's something special.
I've heard such great things.
Yeah,
I've heard great things about her from obviously people in the industry, but what comes to mind when you picture the perfect roommate? One who comes when you call, one who doesn't forget to lock the doors, or one who doesn't steal your milk, maybe just a little bit at the time, hoping you won't notice. At apartments.com, we understand that when it comes to roommates, a pet can be your best friend. They're easygoing, eat what you serve them, and never clog the toilet. And that's why we have the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet. And with instant alerts, you'll know the moment your perfect pet-friendly place becomes available. So when you need a place that's pet-friendly and human-tolerant, check out apartments.com. The place to find your pet-friendly place. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys know I've spoken about BetterHelp tons of times before, and that's because I am a huge advocate for therapy. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you, and you never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. But when we spend all of our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burned out. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Therapy has been a huge thing for me. Over the past, I would say probably 4 years, I've truly dug deep, and it's kind of been my saving grace through everyday life experiences. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and the best part about the whole thing is that you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Savannah today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Savannah. SAVANNAH.
But yeah, that was my first tour. She literally like went to, I think it was a Walmart or a Target or something, and got me like my first duffel bag of like essentials for the tour bus. And like I never slept in a tour bus, never played an amphitheater. It was my first day of radio tour. It was like a big first day for sure in Charlotte. And so that was when I realized how much I loved that part of being on tour and being on the road. And it's just, my love affair for it has grown ever since then. And it's become like this thing where, I mean, it's kind of like the adrenaline high of being out doing the thing that you love to do and feeling connected to these people singing the same song. And it's like, oh, such a high. And then to come home and it's really quiet and weird. And like riding the highs and lows of that is definitely a thing. But I don't know. It's just sort of in me. I've always loved motion. And I think it's part of like maybe a little bit of the human condition. Like we're always looking for something. And the point is that we'll probably never, like there's no destination. It's just the searching that we love.
Well, I feel like some people get so used to just like the calm, the easy, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like knowing what you're going to get the next second.
Right.
I'm very much of like, well, isn't there something more?
Right.
Isn't there like, when am I going to find the something more?
Yes.
So by the constant movement, you kind of get that.
Looking for that.
Yeah, you're constantly looking for that. And I even remember I went on, and too, like being on a tour bus, I say it's the greatest sleep you'll ever get.
I know, it's so
wonderful. Like I love the sound, the noise. I went on a weekend run with Raylan.
Nice.
Whenever she was on tour with Cole Swindell. And we went, and I remember, I was like, oh my God, this is the best sleep I've ever gotten.
It's like, I love it. The best. You pull the curtain and it's just dark and like, it kind of rocks you to sleep.
I know.
See, we are in this thing right now that's kind of like a bandwagon, which is not quite a bus, but it's like a bit of more of like a box truck, and the bunks are it's a little bumpier than the bus, but the bus is definitely a really sweet sleep. Yeah, it'll rock you right to bed. I'm glad you had a good experience.
I did. Good. I loved it. I was like, this is great. But I'm so with you on always searching, like such a fast pace of life.
Yeah,
and I feel like sometimes you may be a little bit of like an overachiever or always really hard on yourself, that you're like, all right, it can always be better. I can always do better. I can always be better. I can always.
The downfall of the searching. Yeah.
Yes. That's the downfall of the searching, because never are you good enough in your own mind.
Yeah. It's a wheel that just spins and spins and does not ever really feel like enough. I know. I feel that very much. And it's something I'm working on, it's kind of like, it's also the balance of figuring out, like, standing still is so terrifying to me, and like the quiet gets me.
I can't do it.
I know, it's tough, right? But also, like, it's literally essential, like, even just to write or to be able to like have the right thoughts or the right mentality to keep going on to the next adventure. It's like you have to embrace the stillness too, but it's the hardest thing. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah. Now, are you with that? Because a lot of sitting still, like, are you a religious person at all?
I am a believer. Yes. Okay. I don't have a church I go to consistently, or like I'm not practicing. I say you don't have to go to church to believe. Right. You don't. I have met Jesus, I will say, in some of the darkest places I've ever been. Yeah. I've said on my podcast before, the first time I went and visited my dad in prison, I've never felt the presence of Jesus more than I did in that visiting room. That's beautiful.
And so I say that, and I'm like, people don't realize, like, there's this big thing placed on Christianity that, like, oh, you have to go to church, you have to not have sex before marriage, not drink, not do this, that, whatever. And to me, that scares so many people away. Versus just like sitting in it and feeling it. And so do you think, has that had any impact on your music at all?
Absolutely. And to me, music is such an anchor for my belief, because it's the most sacred thing to me. Like, it does feel very spiritual. Writing songs feels very spiritual to me, where it's kind of like you're just sort of the vessel, like the one holding the pen and listening to whatever is coming through you. It's this very kind of mystical thing. And so I feel so honored to like being a part of these communities that are coming together for shows, like witnessing the courage of someone coming up to me and talking about something that happened in their life that a song has connected to them or made them think about. And I have a song that I wrote called Jersey on the Wall that was inspired by a group of people I met that had been through a really hard car accident with a group of kids from a high school, and one of them had passed away, and she was like valedictorian, star basketball player, and she was taken in this fluke wreck right before going off to college, and they have her jersey hanging in memory on the wall in the gymnasium. And I met this community and like was sitting there watching their high school graduation and saw the jersey hanging in memory. Was like, I have so many questions for God, like, and my thought is that it's okay to have those, that there's like healing just in the conversation itself. And
I always like to say it's okay to question God. It's okay to question the things that happen. Yeah. The moment you move from questioning to doubting, that's two different things.
Right.
But it's okay to question things.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's been one of the most like inspiring things to me to see people come up and tell me about someone in their life they've lost too soon, or say like, this song makes me think of my cousin, and this was his jersey number, or this was his name, my brother's name, or my best friend, or whatever the story might be. And it's like, just to like hug each other in that moment. And it's like there is something so tangible and real to feel in that exchange of being like, you found this song for a reason, and the fact that we've crossed paths in this way and got to have this like shared moment together is just, to me, no accident at all. And it is such an honor to cross paths in that way with all of these beautiful people. It takes so much courage to talk about the things that are hard.
It does.
And that feel like severely isolating in our lives. And it is just my greatest honor to hear from people that way. It makes me believe in things so much stronger.
100%. I remember just like going through all the things we've gone through in our personal life. And when everything started coming out about it, I remember there being a sense of like, what do I do?
Right.
Like wanting to stay quiet about things, whether it was, I don't know what I think it was just the feeling of knowing I'm going to get so much hatred from people. And then the moment I started talking about it, I had so many people that were like, I went through the same thing.
Wow.
Or
Yeah.
I wish you knew my story, this, that, and the other. And it makes such a difference. And then, you know, in the country music world, obviously, in the entertainment world as a whole, you have just a ton of judgmental people, tons of judgmental people, and life and everything. Everyone's so judgmental. But then I think what made me, everyone really in this industry has been so perfect, you know, and then you had Jelly Roll come along.
I know his story's so good.
Love Jelly Roll because he spent, I want to say, close to 20 years in and out of the system.
Yep.
And he talks about it, and he talks about just spending that time and having his daughter. And then now if I'm not mistaken, he's creating a facility here in the Nashville area for kids who had been in and out of the system to practice music.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so encouraging. And wow.
Exactly.
So inspiring.
And so it's so encouraging and inspiring to hear people like him who have a story that's so impactful.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I'm not alone. A lot of us do a really good job at hiding our really shitty stuff.
Right.
But when you're in the public eye, there's not much you can hide.
And it's brave to be like, this is what I'm struggling with. This is hard. This is not how I thought the picture was going to go. No. Whatever that might be. And it's like, I mean, your story is inspiring and in helping out so many other people by your honesty and vulnerability and all of that.
And too, like his song, I'll say, like, Son of a Sinner. That, I was like, this should speak to every single person in the world.
Yes.
And that's the greatest part about music is your songs. Like I said, your song spoke to me. I like literally stopping at the stoplight here, going through Midtown. I was like, this is my song. Like, when's it going to be me? When's it going to happen to me? When's my time going to come? Like, I thought I was going to be married by 22 and have kids.
Right.
You know, like I thought I would have my first kid by the time I was 22. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, well,
it's a different story.
We're
making it up as we go.
Exactly. Making it up as we go. And too, there's no
blueprint.
No, I wish there was.
I mean, sometimes I do too. And then sometimes I go, this is so much better this way. Like, why do we have to stick to this?
So was there a point in time though, to where, let's say you were in a relationship that you thought, okay, we're going to get engaged. We're going to get married.
Honestly, no, I've not gotten to that point because I just am like, I shut down sooner than that. And I just am like, I got to focus on what I'm doing and can't be distracted and get back to the music.
Do you think that is like a cop-out?
Probably. I'm sure. I talked to my therapist about all of these things. We'll figure it out one day.
I love therapy. I'm like, that's been my greatest. I went to Onsite. We were talking about Shane McAnally before. And so Shane and I were talking. He was like, you should really try this place. And so Shane had gone there. And it's like intensive therapy for a week. Yeah. And I say it's the greatest gift I've ever given myself.
Good for you.
And like I left there and I was like, okay, it all makes sense now.
That's so good.
But trust me, you leave with a mess that you're like, all right, I've got to fix all these things.
But isn't that the point? That nobody's got it figured out. Nobody does.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So there was never a time so you're not that person to where you get into a relationship and you're like, all right, I'm going to marry this person.
No, I think it's probably protection mechanism in myself that's like, don't get too close. You know what I mean?
Where do you think that comes from?
That's a good question.
Like, are your parents together?
So my parents were high school sweethearts and they met, and were like married on the playground in second grade. So I grew up thinking that was going to be the situation. And when I got through high school and it wasn't, I was like, well, now what? What does that mean? And also thank God, because I probably would have never left my hometown and chased my dream that way. So it's all the right or left turns one way or another.
So do you think maybe it's because you have this fear of not having what your parents have?
I'm sure that's probably in the mix, yeah.
Dear, I love this. I love how different we all are.
Isn't that crazy to think about? Yeah.
It really is.
The fear of that, and also probably just the fear of like, maybe losing myself in somebody else, Like I think that I can be quite like, I love to be a listener and I love to be like, to take in people's stories and like the empathetic side of what I really love to do. There's sometimes like a blurred line between where do I stop and where does that, like, I think.
Where do you start giving yourself
or pleasing somebody, like the people pleasing side of what is difficult for me to kind of navigate becomes hard in relationships. So I think I'm like, oh, I'm just going to not even go there, because then I'll be able to keep focused on my mission a little better.
No, you deserve more than that. Okay, now it's my new goal.
All right.
I'm hooking you up with someone.
No goodness.
I'm going to find a great... Look, Erin's over there rolling her eyes.
She's getting it going. Are you going to... Yeah, I'm going to definitely keep watch over here.
Back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about? You got me sidetracked. Oh, yeah. So now I'm going to set you up with someone.
We were actually talking about that cheese platter over there. I think we were talking about something else.
Okay. So let's see. If you had your ideal person, would you date someone?
I'm sweating. You're making me sweat over here. I don't know.
Would you date someone in the industry?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know the right answer to that, because I mean, I feel torn. Like, some of that seems like, oh, there'd be understanding.
Yeah.
And like this sense of maybe like, oh, we could both like some of the same things. Yeah. Both love music. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And then part of you is like, don't shit where you eat.
Right.
Look, I'll you drop it on your lap.
Oh my God. Thank you. Can we just talk about this platter? Thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna have a grape. And
I think that's an olive.
Oh no, it's an olive.
And you don't like olives?
No. This is an olive. Wow. Oh man.
You want to spit it out?
Serves me right. No, it's okay. I'm just trying to be distracted. She's gonna eat you. It's fine. I swear, I got it. I'm gonna just go for the grape. And now, would you like to have an olive? Because there are olives on there.
I'm gonna take some grapes, actually.
That's a better pick. You know what? It was not grape. But this cheese is awesome.
I see what you guys are trying to do, and you're trying to distract me. So you would not date someone in the industry.
I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, I don't know. I could see the pros and cons to both sides. It would be nice to have some understanding. Maybe the too close quarters is too much. You know what I mean?
See, Andrew, I don't know how it would ever work.
I know. I don't know how any of it work.
With a schedule like that. So if you have a schedule like that, he has a schedule like that. How are the two of you ever going to be able to connect?
I'm not sure. I don't know. If I find out, I'll let you know. But I have no idea how it's ever supposed to work. So I'm just gonna write my songs and hang out with my dog, and
you're gonna scroll
love
on Raya.
My life.
You're gonna scroll on Raya. It's gonna be great. We're gonna find you someone.
I'm good, you know.
But no, I say that too sometimes. But sometimes you're laying in bed at night and you're like, I really wish I had someone.
True, that's fair. But
like, you really wish you had someone to watch true crime documentaries with.
Wow, those terrify me. I don't know about that.
KiwiCo believes that every child is born creative, and that's where they came up with their box ideas. They're absolutely amazing. Doing these boxes kind of helps to expand your curiosity. It also really helps to broaden your problem solving skills. I've done these boxes with Chloe. We did the cooking box, which was so much fun. And now I'm so excited to do the colorful chemistry box with her, because we can keep schooling going year round, especially during summer when it comes to KiwiCo. It helps to truly get kids off of technology and more into learning, but it helps you to learn in a more unique manner. You can learn while having fun. That's what I love about KiwiCo, is they bring the fun to learning. So make sure that you hop on this train with KiwiCo to redefine learning with play. Explore hands-on projects that build creative confidence with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line at kiwico.com. That's 50% off your first month at kiwico.com/unlocked. kiwico.com/unlocked. You guys know that I am a sucker for traveling. It can be a little hectic when you try to get together plans, different adventures, and that is where Viator comes into play. Viator has over 300,000 bookable travel experiences in over 190 countries. Viator is a website. They also have an app where you can book travel experiences. They offer everything from simple tours to extreme adventures. That's why I love it. So make sure that you jump on Viator and book your travel. When you book a travel experience with Viator, there's also always flexibility and support with free cancellation, payment options, and 24/7 service. The free cancellation is great for me because not only do I have a problem with commitment in my relationships, I also have a problem with commitment when it comes to travel. So the 24/7 service and free cancellation definitely works in my favor. So make sure that you download the Viator app now and use code Viator10 for 10% off your first booking. One app, over 300,000 experiences you'll remember. Do more with Viator. Viator 10 for 10% off your first booking. Okay, so all right, we're gonna put a pause, but that's where good music comes from.
I mean, this is true. I would do it for the inspiration, you know.
Okay, so that's the thing. You could go on a date with someone who lied to you about being a restaurant owner, and really
or you could just tell me about your experiences, and I can write about your experiences. It'll be great.
Okay, so I have a good song for you.
Okay.
Write about me, not from personal experience or anything.
Right?
But
okay,
there's a story of this man and this woman that meet, right?
Okay. All right.
And he is older, and he's going through a divorce. He was going through a divorce prior to meeting this person. Let's make that very clear.
Okay.
But
headed in that direction.
Very wounded, very, and then you've got a female who's like, okay, I'm really into this person, but they're going through a divorce. I want to do them a favor. Let them live their life a little bit before they get into something serious.
Yeah.
So I love you enough to let you live your life.
Yeah. That's
and me watch from the sidelines. That's a good song.
That is a good song. Okay.
I'm going to watch you heal from the sidelines.
Kind of like I'll be waiting and ready for you when you're ready.
But then, I'm too prideful to be I'm waiting on you.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Waiting is not the right word.
But you get what I'm saying? Because then part of you is okay, I shouldn't have to wait on someone, but I know it's healthier for you and it's healthier for me to let you maybe spend some time alone or go out on dates, do whatever you want to do. Yeah. Because you've been married for X amount of years.
Right.
Over a decade.
I'm going to give you a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. There's definitely a song in here.
That's a song.
My wheels are spinning. Yeah.
That's a song.
That is a song. Absolutely.
So there you go.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you.
I'm glad it could be inspiration.
You are
today.
definitely being inspiration. Fuel in the writer's tank. I love it. Thank you.
Oh my God. That is amazing.
That is amazing. I'll get back to you on the song. You know?
All right. I'll take it. All right. So what's next? So you just released your album.
Yes, we just released Train Track Work Tapes, and we've been out on the road playing these songs live, which has been really fun, and getting ready for, I'm in the middle of writing and recording some new stuff too, so working on the next things. But we're about to play some summer festivals, and I'm about to go over to the UK, which is one of my favorite places.
My favorite.
I love it there.
Absolute favorite.
I love it, and I love how people listen to music over there. It's just... It feels like they know all the words to the second verses. It's incredible to me. So I'm really excited to go back over there.
The UK is my favorite. I've said I will move there at some point in my life.
I love that.
I will move there at least for a year just to say that I've done it.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I totally could see that too. It's so beautiful and fun and just feels historic and important. I don't know. I love it.
There's some mystery to it as well.
It's beautiful.
And to imagine you may find an Englishman.
Maybe that is in the cards. Hard to say.
I'm praying it. I'm praying it into existence. Okay, one of us has to live for me. Come on, shit! I got 2 kids now. Come on, live for me.
All right, thank you for that. And then from there, we're going on tour with Shania Twain this fall, and I'm pretty excited for that too.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Yes, I have a crazy Shania story where I was obsessed. She's my hero. And I was 9 years old, and I made a sign that said, "Shania, can I please sing with you?" And I had my mom glue gun me a costume to look like her Miami concert DVD that I had watched literally 5 million times. So I had the yellow ponytail on top of my head, and she's got the yellow stripes down the black pants. Okay, so that's the outfit. And I am going to this concert, and 9-year-old me is just losing her mind, singing every word to all these songs.
Yeah.
I'm holding up my sign, and I told my mom when we got to the show, I was like, I'm singing with Shania tonight. Like, I hope you're ready for what's about to happen. And my mom's like, brace your heart. Like, okay, let's get our expectations in check. But I still can't believe it happened, but it actually did. And she like pulled me up out of the arena of 18,000 people and pulled me on stage, and I'm standing next to her. And like, I got to sing a song with her, and then she asked me to sing a chorus of something by myself. So I'm looking out, and there's like 18,000 people out there. I can barely kind of see past the fog of the lights.
Yeah.
But I'm just standing up on, she had like 3 tiers to the stage. It was in the middle, and we're standing on the top tier, and I'll just never forget looking around being like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. And so I sang the chorus of Honey, I'm Home. And then she was like, all right, I should bring you back to your parents now and drop me back off. And I was like, see, Mom, I told you. Like, that was so awesome. And like, now it's just my mission to keep paying that feeling forward to whatever little dreamers are next down the line.
Stop.
So this tour is very surreal because we're going back to Edmonton, to the city that this happened in. It was 5 hours away from my hometown. And
is there a video of this?
To be honest, I've never found a video of it because
this
there's
is our
gotta be
PSA.
one somewhere that someone has. I've definitely got photos sent. And a crazy story is the people who were sitting next to us, like our tickets somehow were not next to each other, and my mom was stressed out. So we sat like squished on one chair, and we were hoping no one would catch us because it was technically our seats were apart.
Yeah.
And the people sitting next to us were so kind. And they were like, don't worry, it's all good. She's fine here. And they snuck a disposable camera in their purse. And that's we have a whole film roll of this because the sweetest people beside us like pretended to be my auntie and gave the fiddle player the disposable camera. So I have photos of it, but I have no video.
Okay, this is our PSA. If anyone has a video.
If they have a video from December 3rd, 2009.
That is amazing.
In Edmonton.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. So this will be a very cool full circle. I'm looking forward to that very much.
Can you please recreate the outfit?
You know what? I should work on that. That's a great idea.
You should recreate the outfit. And then in the background, have those photos projected.
I feel like I might have to pop the photo up at some point just to be like, everyone in this place needs to know that this is wild to me because of this. It makes me want to cry thinking about it. I'm very excited.
That's cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So before we end, what is the one thing you would want people to know about you that they don't know already?
Wow. What a great question. What's your answer?
Oh, the one thing to know about me? I mean, I don't know. I love hot dads.
That's amazing.
No, I'm kidding. They already know that. Look at Sean. Sean goes, we know that.
Not very deep.
No, God, deep. I go deep all the time in all my podcasts. What's the one thing people don't know?
I want people to know. I think that maybe the fact that I I love to perform on stage and I love to write songs and I love the like energy of it and the high of being around people. But reality is that I am definitely also like an introvert and that I'm like recharged by sort of maybe just like being more reflective and introspective. Like that's a very true part of me. And sometimes I think we see people that like look like, oh, like they're very enthusiastic and out this way, but it doesn't mean that like there's also something going on inside that's like, I don't know, maybe struggles with that too. And it's like, I think I'd want people to know that just in case they also struggle with it and we can just do that together.
Or when they catch you on a bad day. If someone catches you out and they're like, oh, she wasn't the nicest or she didn't look kind or she didn't.
It's like I'm internally freaking out and just need a moment probably.
Yeah. Because like I know for me, sometimes it takes all I have to just show up.
Sometimes too. Absolutely. I think that's very normal and nobody really says that out loud enough. So I'll say that that's what that would be my answer today.
That's amazing. Yeah, it takes all you have to just show up sometimes. So maybe when you're not on stage, you just completely shut off.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Okay, see, it's normal, guys.
This is normal.
It's normal.
It's good.
I love that. Well, congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so glad to get to know you a little more and get to be a part. I love that you do this podcast. And
it's fun. It's like a fun little hour of coming and I'm just like, be as you are, say what you want to say.
Yeah, and just like good, wonderful, honest conversation.
Hey.
Thank you for caring about people like that. It's really cool.
My favorite thing to say is like, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. Totally.
It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to be great. It's okay to whatever. Show up as you are.
I love that.
So now, guys, we're going to find Tennille.
Oh, gosh.
Setting up this dating profile.
I'm terrified. Thank you for that.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Unlocked. I am super excited because this is my first solo podcast that I've done since Mom and Dad got out. I mean, it's been a while since we've done a solo. I am super excited. I kind of wanted to do a podcast to let you in on all the things that had happened the days leading up to it. As well as kind of where I'm at now. And also everyone wants to know, what is next for Savannah? What's next for Savannah's life, work life, personal life? And we're going to get into that. But first, going back to all of the pardon stuff. When Mom and Dad got pardoned, I was probably at the lowest point I've ever been at. I felt like I had done everything. I had just fought like hell and nothing had happened. So I kind of threw my hands up in the air and said, you know what, God, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, but I can't keep doing this. I can't keep living life like this. I was not healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, all the things. I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. And when I laid down at night, it literally felt like I could not breathe. So I was like, God, this is it. Like, you got me, you've challenged me, I can't do it anymore. And the day they got pardoned, I was in that mood. I was at the lowest of lows, and that's when the president called me and said, Savannah, your family is getting their lives back. And I honestly was like, is this real? Is this happening? And then I had to remind myself, Savannah, this is the president of the United States of America that is calling you. Yes, it's real. No one is pranking you. But I think the sad part is there were so many people along the way that interfered and that gave false hope and promised all these things were going to happen that just never happened. So my trust in people is pretty much non-existent. But that day, I tried to like replay it over and over again. I don't even remember driving home from the grocery store. Like, I was in such shock. And even when I had to go and pick up my dad, they were giving me problems. I did a press conference outside the prison, and it was insane. There was like 100 cars at least there, and people were just handing me their babies. Like, literally, I had like a naked baby in my arms. Then there was like this little girl that kept wanting to hold my hand and stand with me. And I literally felt like Princess Diana in that moment. I'm not going to lie. And someone even posted on Instagram yesterday, like it was a guy who got a photo with me and was like, no one argue with me. She is the Princess Diana of our time. And I was like, stop this. Like, it was just the sweetest thing in the world. But when I was standing outside the prison doing that press conference and seeing all the people who came up to me and hugged me and spoke to me, it really made me take a step back and say, like, maybe my future is going to look different than what I had originally thought. Maybe I am going to get involved in politics. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? But since getting Mom and Dad home, I've been speaking at some political conferences and seeing the outpouring of love and support from individuals, and especially young adults, has been overwhelming. The amount of young adults that have shown up in the political arena is astonishing to me. I mean, when I was in high school or early college years, I didn't care about politics. I didn't understand the importance of it until my family was affected by politics and the federal government. And then I started educating myself, and I realized how important it is to be involved, know what you're voting for, vote for the right candidate, all these different things. So I am so proud of all of the young adults that show up to all these turning point events and who challenge each other and speak their minds and believe in what they believe in, because we need more of that. I have said that the political parties are going to die if we don't get more just younger voices in the game. We need younger voices in the game because our generation is at the forefront of technology, AI, just the world is growing. The world is evolving. So it's kind of like the saying that if I raise my kids the same way my parents raised me, then my kids are going to be at a disservice because we live in a totally different world today than we did back then. So that's the same kind of, I have that same viewpoint about politics is the political climate is changing. We have to grow. We have to evolve. So it's just been so interesting to see how accepted I've been in these rooms and how supported, and I'm absolutely loving it. I am hoping to be with Turning Point when they go to the University of Alabama because that's where Grayson's going to be in school. So I spoke to someone on their team this past weekend when Dad and I went and spoke at the Turning Point Action Conference. And they were like, we would love to have you out to some of our college campuses and the University of Alabama. And I would have a blast with that. I know Grayson would have a blast with that. And I'm just so proud of Grayson and how educated he is on politics and loves to be at the forefront, loves to be involved. I could not be more proud of the kids. So we're actually going to have Grayson on a podcast in the next few weeks before he goes back to school. I am so sad, but so excited for him because I know just the University of Alabama is a place that Grayson excels. He excels academically, socially, his friends, all of the things. He absolutely loves it and misses it. So I'm sad that he's leaving, but so happy that he is going back to school. And I'm even more excited. Both he and I are excited for the fact that I now get to show up as his sister and can go to the University of Alabama for game days, game weekends, and us have fun together instead of me having to be the parent and him be the child. So it's just so exciting. We are excited. I can't wait for that. We'll talk about that more on Grayson's episode, but that's going to be a blast. Ever since Mom and Dad came home, well, I guess just the past 2.5 years, coming down off of that has been a lot. I think my body has been in such like fight or flight mode that all my emotions, everything's just out of whack. There's a book that's called like The Body Keeps the Score, and it is so, so true. Your body, you think in your mind that you have let go of trauma and hurt and all these things, which maybe you've convinced yourself you have, but your body never really does. So it's interesting to see how your body like expels those things. And I'm trying to be very in touch with my emotions and feelings and figuring out who I am. Because the past 2.5 years, I've been a parent, a fighter, a provider. I mean, you name it, I've done it. And now it's hard. It's like, whoa, now it's just me. So what is happening in life and things? And I don't know. It's a challenge, especially to all of us being under one roof. It's great. I love it. I would have begged for this a year ago. But it's a lot. It's a lot. Imagine living with your parents again after being out of the house for 11 or 12 years. That's a lot. There's also a little bit difference in lifestyles. So yes, I like to go have me a glass of wine or a cocktail. I mean, I am almost 28 years old. Todd Chrisley does not agree with that. And so there's some rub there. He came in my house and threw out all my seltzers. Like, threw them out. Who does that? Who does that? Because at the end of the day, all I gotta do is go and rebuy them. But all I could think of when he threw those seltzers out was, boy, you clearly haven't been by the pool fridge, nor have you been in the cabinet in the dining room. Because if you did, whew. But it's just interesting because like now I'm a full-fledged adult. I have not relied on anyone to pay my bills, support me, guide me. I've done it all on my own. So we've just had a little bit of rub, but also it's been the best time ever because we get to sit and talk at whatever time we want. We're joking on each other, laughing, making up for lost time. So for that, I am extremely grateful. And then me relationally is definitely interesting. Obviously you guys followed me and my ex in everything, just our relationship. And I will forever be grateful for that relationship. A year and a half of my life. During that relationship, I mean, it saved me. It gave me happiness and hope and peace and gave me a safe, soft place to land when I needed it most. And so it's like the saying that, like, you know, people in your life for a season, a reason, whatever that thing is. And that relationship was there for a season, and I will forever be eternally grateful for that. Y'all followed it. You saw how heartbroken I was. And let me tell you, I'm dreading this new show coming out. Dreading it. Okay. Because the difference between this new show, and you'll see how this connects to the relationship aspect, because I'm just going to go ahead and tell it myself now. God, Lord help me. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to falling asleep, I struggle. Sleep is just not my thing. I can't fall asleep. I can't stay asleep. And I'm so picky about everything. But let me tell you, Boll and Branch sheets have absolutely changed the game. They can help you truly unwind with a softness so extraordinary your whole body relaxes into sleep. Boll and Branch signature sheets are made free from toxins with the finest 100% organic cotton. Feel buttery soft to start and get softer with every single wash. They also come with a 30-night worry-free guarantee, and they're ethically crafted by expert artisans that earn fair wages. Let me tell you, when these sheets came in the mail, before I even washed them for the first time, they were so soft. When I lay down on them at night, literally my body, my mind, everything about me is so at ease and comfortable. Plus, I love a brand that is free of toxins. That is the new it thing. Our skin is the largest organ on our body, so let's treat it right with Boll and Branch sheets. Feel the difference that an extraordinary night's sleep can make with Boll and Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com/unlocked. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/unlocked to save 15% and unlock free shipping. Exclusions apply. If you've been listening to Unlocked for a while, then you know that I am a huge advocate for therapy. It's okay to not be okay, and we go to therapy so that we can talk through our issues and figure out where we're at in life, where we want to go in life, how to heal, how to deal with the chaos and dysfunction in our life. But when talking about therapy, I also know how hard it is for people to actually get to therapy or to be able to afford therapy. That's where Rula comes into play. Rula does things differently. They are an online therapy platform, and they partner with over 100 insurance plans, making the average copay just $15 per session. That's real therapy from licensed professionals at a price that actually makes sense. Think about it. You use your insurance benefits to maintain your physical health, so why wouldn't you do the same for your mental health? And Rula isn't just affordable, the experience is tailored around you. Online therapy platforms might match you with the first available provider, whether or not they're the right fit or not. Rula considers your goals, preferences, and background to provide you a curated list of licensed in-network therapists who are actually aligned with what you need, because they know that finding the right therapist can make all the difference. No wait lists, no frustrating back and forth. Rula makes it easy to find a mental health provider who is accepting new patients, and appointments are available as soon as tomorrow. Yes, you heard me, tomorrow. Plus, Rula sticks with you throughout your journey, checking in to make sure your care is helping you move forward. Go to rula.com/unlocked to get started today. That's RULA.com/unlocked for quality therapy that's covered by insurance. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. So visit rula.com/unlocked to get started. After you sign up, you'll be asked how you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that we sent you. That's Rula, RULA.com/unlocked. You deserve mental health care that works with you and not against your budget. The new show was very much in the moment, like if something's happening now, live it. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't hold this, wait for that, whatever. So there was one day I was just having a rough day. I was without the kids. I was missing Grayson. I was going through the ringer relationally. And this was after the breakup, like fresh, like within days. And then I get notified of this whole People magazine article and cover that I was involved in. I wasn't the main character of the story, but of course they used my name to sell it, which, okay, whatever. But I'd had a few drinks. I was emotional. At the greenhouse, Pamela was with me. And I haven't seen it yet, but I can just imagine I look like a hot mess. I was sobbing at this whole People magazine article, how unfair it was for these people to do what they've done, and how I had to be a casualty. Y'all, I am just dreading it coming out because I am going to look like I've absolutely lost my mind, which honestly, I think I just probably had like a mental breakdown at that time because I was hurting inside. I felt alone. I felt like I had just been left on the side of the road for, whatever. And it sucked, but that's going to be a part of the show. So you guys have seen all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. And this is going to be another part that I'm going to kind of have to relive, which is going to suck a little bit because, like I said, that relationship brought me a ton of happiness. I mean, I can't explain it, between him and the kids and just all of it. Like, they will forever hold a special place in my heart. And if they ever need me, they know they can call me. But with that being said, once mom and dad got out, my ex and I thought maybe let's give this another go. And we hung out some. We went on a trip and had the absolute best time because we truly were best friends, and we were keeping it super quiet. And then one thing led to another. We were back together, and then I kind of got ghosted. I don't know how that happens, but I did. And then after 24 hours, I was like, you know what, Savannah? You deserve better. Not necessarily a better person, because I will forever go down by saying he is a phenomenal human being. But life circumstances and situations have a way of dictating your feelings, emotions, and actions. So we're all not going to act perfect 24/7 because sometimes the weight of the world's on our shoulders. But yeah, I got ghosted. I don't think that's actually ever happened to me before. So I really didn't know how to act. But I did. And then after 24 hours of not hearing from him, I was like, Savannah, you deserve better behavior than this. So I blocked him. Blocked him on everything. Instagram, text. Basically, I am dead to him and he or she's to have my funeral. It's the way that went down. So, I mean, it sucks is what it is. But was I sad about it? Very much so. I think I was sad because I had gotten my hopes up to that this was going to be my second chance, and we were going to finally, both of our lives were settling down and we were going to end up together, and he had come and spent time with my family, my parents, and then a week later I get ghosted. So I don't know. But yes, I was extremely upset and sad and heartbroken. But like I said, I put so much time, money, energy, and effort into that relationship that finally I had reached a point that I realized I deserve for someone to appreciate me and how I show up, when I show up, respect me and my value. And I realized I was devaluing myself basically for when I was devaluing myself by allowing behavior like this. So I chose to just block on everything. And for me, that was the right decision. I feel like I'm still kind of in a grieving process, but I've lived a lot of my life not respecting myself and allowing certain behaviors, or I exhibited certain behaviors because I didn't respect myself enough. So for me, this is kind of part of this new era, part of this new life is finding my self-respect, respecting myself enough to walk away, respecting myself enough to say no or to say yes. It's an interesting, liberating phase of life that I'm in right now, and I'm trying to navigate it the best that I can. And you guys will realize how I talked about my ex, my past relationship. There is nothing but love and respect there. And like I said, life situations dictate our feelings, emotions, actions, reactions, and I'm having grace for that. So I'm having grace and understanding for that, even with his latest Instagram post. Having a little grace for that. Leave those Broadway girls alone. The little jabs that were made within that post. Be happy I wasn't petty. Okay. And that was hurtful too. Like, that was extremely hurtful. Like, great, I'm glad you can hoop at 40 and LFG and whatever the caption was. Like, come on. Okay? Come on. But it's fine. Like, I'm learning to internalize and process, and life's just not that serious. That's why I love him to death. Like, absolutely love him to death. Forever grateful for the role that he played in my life, for how he showed up for me when he did show up for me. And the kids and his kids, I absolutely love with my whole heart. And losing them was probably the toughest thing. And I will always be a safe place for them to land if they ever need it. And I know that the oldest knows that, so I'm happy about that. I love them, their whole family. I respect them. And I just think that, like I said, life circumstances dictated his actions, reactions, and emotions. And unfortunately, it kind of screwed up what I thought was a good thing going. But that's where I'm at relationally with that. And I'm so excited and hopeful for the future and where it leads, because I'm not looking to waste away my life. I'm not looking to waste memories on people who aren't going to be in my life forever. And I posted something on, hold on, I want to read it. As summer winds down, I'm all about refreshing my wardrobe with staple pieces for the season ahead. Quince nails it with luxe essentials that feel effortless and look polished. Perfect for layering and mixing, which we all know I love to do. Their styles are so versatile, I find myself reaching for them again and again. Just think, chic cashmere and cotton sweaters starting at just $40, washable silk tops, and classic denim pants, timeless styles you'll keep coming back to. And the best part? Everything with Quince is half the cost of similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middleman, Quince gives you luxury without the markups. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. Elevate your fall wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/unlocked for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/unlocked to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/unlocked. Summer means breezy dresses, bold colors, and all the effortlessly cool looks that you've been waiting to wear. Whether you're heading to rooftop brunches, garden parties, or just soaking up the sun in your favorite sundress, let's talk about what's underneath, because the right shapewear can make all the difference. Today's episode is brought to you by Honeylove, the brand redefining modern shapewear with real comfort and serious support. And their newest innovation, Mesh Sculpt, is the ultimate summer shapewear. Usually lightweight shapewear doesn't offer much hold, and strong shapewear is very heavy. But Mesh Sculpt changes all of that. It's breathable and lightweight without sacrificing its power. It keeps you cool while still delivering the sculpted silhouette you want. Honeylove's targeted compression smooths and shapes exactly where you want it and eases up where you don't. It works with your body, not against it. Plus, thanks to flexible boning on the sides, it stays in place. No rolling, no shifting, no awkward adjusting mid-conversation. With lingerie-inspired details, Honeylove pieces are meant to be seen. So whether you're dressing up for a night out or just feeling yourself in your go-to sundress, Honeylove has your back, your curves, and your comfort covered all season long. And here's the best part. For a limited time, you can save 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/unlocked. Support the show and start your year off right by checking them out at honeylove.com. Treat yourself to the most comfortable shapewear on earth and save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/unlocked. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off, honeylove.com/unlocked. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Experience the new standard in shapewear with Honeylove. All right, guys, if you have been listening to the Unlocked podcast, then you know we have ads like every other podcast. But this ad, I am so freaking excited about. Lola blankets. They just ease my anxiety. The feeling of them, the comfort of them, everything about them is amazing. And now they have chosen to sponsor the Unlocked podcast. And for that, I am so grateful. Lola is the world's #1 blanket, crafted with ultra soft, luxury vegan faux fur and a signature 4-way stretch that sets it apart. It's machine washable, double hemmed for durability, and stays flawless. No pilling, no shedding, even after repeated washes. One Lola instantly elevates your space. It's unbelievably soft, beautifully designed, and makes your home feel cozy and curated. Now I see them everywhere and I tell everyone about them. Lola is my go-to gift. It's personal, beautiful, and something that people actually use every day. Lola has over 10,000 5-star reviews, and once you feel it, you'll know why. There's a reason it's called the world's #1 blanket. This thing is next level. I also love that it comes in a range of sizes. I have the large, and it's perfect for cozying up solo or with someone else, if you know what I mean. The XL is massive. They call it the biggest blanket on the internet. And Lola also makes weighted blankets for calming and therapeutic vibes. For a limited time, our listeners are getting a huge 35% off their entire order at lolablankets.com by using code UNLOCKED at checkout. Just head to lolablankets.com. That's LOLA blankets.com and use code UNLOCKED for 35% off. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Wrap yourself in luxury with Lola blankets. So I posted, just when you think life has hardened your heart for good, God shows up with unexpected gifts in the form of people, moments, and grace, reminding you that he never stopped working behind the scenes. He restores your faith, not just in him, but in the goodness of others too. And I have realized that so much in my life right now, of just all the great people that are coming into my life and pouring into me and investing in me and loving me and understanding me. And it makes me so excited for the future. I know that my future is me getting married, me having kids, me being the best mom in the entire world. Like, that is what my heart wants. And I know that I'm gonna find someone who wants those same things and sees me in that same light. And it makes me so excited. I have no ill feelings or harbor resentment or anything from my past, because I know that's in my future. And my future is so much brighter than anything else that has happened. So I'm just excited. I went on a trip to the Cayman Islands with some friends, and it was so unexpected and such a fun trip that truly brought me back to life, revived me, and I don't even know what to say. I am just so grateful and excited for the future. And I'm going to be doing a lot of investing in myself when it comes to therapy and working out and traveling. You all know I wanted to do my 30 countries by the time I turned 30. That was my thing. Now, in order to do that, I had to stop traveling to the same place over and over again. But when it comes to my future, obviously right now I do my real estate. I have Good Girl RX, which is right now it's a direct to consumer pharmacy. We are focused on the GLP-1s, B12, and also just vitamins and nutrients. So we have a Defend blend, which is all the vitamins in one drink that literally tastes like fruit punch. And it's awesome. So I'm really focusing on building Good Girl RX into a mega company, because I believe in the making America healthy again and investing in ourselves and treating our bodies the way that we need to treat them. So right now I'm really focused on building my business, which is why I declined to take this is why I declined to run for the congressional seat that was opening here in Tennessee in a special election. I felt like right now is just not the time for me personally, as I'm building my businesses, and I don't want to have to divest from these things right now. I feel like I'm at a very important point in the growth stage of these businesses that it's just not worth it for me personally. And after the past few years, I have to put myself first. And I also realized that I have a bigger impact on the outside using my voice right now than I would on the inside. So I decided not to do that right now. I'm going to continue building my political profile. And then in 2027, when Marsha Blackburn runs for governor and will probably win, I could potentially take that Senate seat. Who knows? I would be the youngest senator, youngest female senator, as well as, I wouldn't even be 30 yet. So, but I would be 30 by the time of swearing in. So as long as you're 30 by the time you're sworn in, you're good. So I would be the youngest U.S. senator. And I think that's powerful. I think that's powerful for not only the younger generations, but also women, that I would be the youngest female senator as well. So that is something that I'm toying around with, playing with the idea, seeing where that may lead. But I've got some time for that. And like I said, I really want to focus on my forever person and getting married and having kids and being fulfilled and having my own little family unit that is protected and loved and safe. Like, I'm ready to have my kid-like moments in my adult life. And I believe that I deserve them and I'm worthy of them. And that's just what I need to fulfill me. So I am so excited for this next phase of life. Like, so excited. So to set the record straight, I'm not going to run for the House seat. Maybe I run for senator in a few years, but we'll see. So I will let you guys in on all of those details as I make my decisions along the way. It's definitely not a decision that you make lightly or quickly. So I'm going to sit on it for a little while. For this episode, I am going to end it with a question everyone has been asking. And that is, where's Todd and Julie living? Where's Savannah living? What's going on? And well, Mom and Dad are going to live in my house, and I am moving. I am so excited. August 1st, I am moving. And where am I moving? Am I staying in Tennessee? Am I not? What's going on? Who knows? So make sure you tune in next week to Unlocked with Savannah to figure out all the details, where I'm moving, what's happening, what my plans for the future are. It's going to be interesting.